If you can't be a good example, then you'll just have to be a horrible warning. Catherine Ard, born 1930. Escapism is a coping technique that doesn't cure anything, but it is second nature to the self-respecting addict or codependent. Most of us nearly killed ourselves drowning our sorrows in mood-altering substances by risk-taking or by engaging in unhealthy relationships and or violating boundaries. Here, recovery from one addiction won't assure us that other behaviors don't get out of hand. Avoiding domestic dissatisfaction is easy with workaholism. Escaping can look noble. Hiding in a meeting can be an escape when we should be solving a problem or working out the next step. Good examples in recovery are candid about never being cured of their escape artist tendencies. Like diabetes, coping techniques can be controlled, not eliminated. We need not be discouraged when escapism flares up. Our own escapist yearnings can be treated as a barometric reading instead of a failure. We can be examples of how we respond to our escape artist tendencies, or we may be terrible warnings about what happens if we deny our idiosyncrasies. We are drawn to what we long for and we avoid what we loathe. Addiction was a way to delay or avoid feelings that we found to be unbearable. Today, do we know what our avoidance tendencies are? If we are avoiding, what are we avoiding? Is there a feeling of being repressed or responsibility that we are trying to put off? A good man's folly is a term used by AA's co-founders that makes for a good rationalization from an authoritative source. Bill W. was a forefather of peer-to-peer recovery, and he died of emphysema. That was the result of an untreated nicotine addiction. He was no better or worse than any of us. He has his maladaptive coping techniques too. How fitting that an entire society's original good example left us with a terrible warning. Am I aware of my tendencies toward escapism and resignation? What would I rather escape than face today? I like this because it was really honest about how, as ExJWs and as survivors of a cult, right, we can end up being a terrible, what my grandmother would call, she would call it a genius. Are you a genius or you are genius? And, you know, if we don't get our shit together, we become a terrible warning, as it says, right? We can be a train wreck, and no one seems to be able not to look at the train wreck. In fact, we kind of dislodge it and look at it from all sorts of different ways just to look at the train wreck over and over and over again. And there have been plenty of train wrecks in the ExJW community, right? Where we say, can you believe? Oh, no way. You know, there's a lot there to unpack. And there really is no way to vet us. There is no way. So being really honest with the community and some of the failures that we have, right, from the get-go, and also looking at our failures quietly, you know, sitting with myself and saying, okay, this is my problem. Are we going to hide it? Am I going to hide it? Or I'm going to be honest? I think that I don't drink. I really don't drink. I wish I did, you know, I just wish I had. I'm going to be real honest with that. I went 21. I was like, I'm not drinking. I don't have anybody to drink with. I couldn't even drink with my parents because my mom was too worried about what my dad would do if she smelled like alcohol when she came home. And I couldn't go with my dad to have a drink. He was like, oh, that would just be, no. That would open up a can of worms there. So, yeah, escapist yearnings can be treated as a barometric reading instead of a failure. I think I saw workaholism, right? Because, and even as, let's say, because I was, for the longest time, oh no, a stay-at-home mom. It's loud. It's gonna get louder. They're doing the blowers. A stay-at-home mom, and so you can work. I don't know how you can't. You never have time off. You never have 5 minutes to yourself because you can always find something to do, always, so that the family can stay comfortable. So yeah, escapism is one thing that we can do, right? Just because you set up something for someone and make it wonderful, it doesn't mean that you're not prone to your own vices. Oh, I think of, what's his name? He was a wonderful actor and we all loved him. And I mean, I didn't know him personally, but Mark and Mindy, what's his name? Robin Williams, right? Robin Williams, we all loved him, and who knew he just had so many vices, so many issues inside of his head. Yeah. So we respond by being escape artists and having those tendencies, right? And then being terrible warnings about what not to do. That is true. Engaging in unhealthy relationships, violating your boundaries, violating boundaries. Wow. Recovery from one addiction doesn't assure you that other behaviors won't get out of hand. Wow. Yeah. So some of our beloved ExJWs in our community have done some things that you're like, what? How's that? God. And it's not like we don't love them anymore. It's just that we have to keep them at a distance. What you say on camera and then what you do in your private life, I don't know what to say about that. Oh shoot, just keeps coming back and forth. So I have to be patient and wait for it to go away. The noises. Go downstairs, wash my dishes, put them away with my daughter. That's life around here. Especially now that I'm working. Yeah. And then, I don't know if you saw the Mel Robbins. I like her a lot. She's very candid. She's very open about her life. And I like that, right? I like that people are open about their lives. We all have problems. It's not worth trying to hide them. Do I have addiction problems like drugs? No, I don't have any of those. I'm not very imaginative. I don't have any of those things. There people who are that, it just seems so cool to have that, but I don't. No sexual addictions, nothing like that, nothing. I'm just kind of very boring. I could do a lot of YouTubery, like I told you. I think I could eat a lot of chocolate. That's my thing. I love chocolate. Although I seem to be kind of going away from that. I don't know what that is. I liked red wine when I could drink it. Can't drink it anymore. Oh, my diet's had to change. Yeah, I like to work out. So I like to go outside and walk. I can stay out a lot just by walking and looking at beautiful things. Art. I could do art, escapism in art. I love to go to the history museums and the museums of art and just kind of wonder what these people thought in life, what they did in life, what made them make it that way, the pictures, and draw pictures that way. Yeah, that's my deal. Can I be more patient with my family? Yes, definitely. Can I be more patient with myself? Yes, definitely. So yeah, we could be warnings of what not to do. Being maladaptive in our coping techniques. Yeah, I'm sure I have maladaptive coping. I'm terrible at anxiety. I have terrible anxiety. So, I mean, these are things that people have in our social communities. They just don't talk about it. And even the ones that look so perfect up on a camera, or who give their stupid talks, you know, inside our what was considered Jehovah's Witnesses. Yeah, they have their problems. I know they do. A lot of these women would tell me some of the things that would come up into their minds when they're married to elders. So, or if they were families of circuit overseers / pioneers / whatever, right? They weren't perfect. And just because they went out in service and plastered all over the Facebook that, oh, my family got this and my family's, look at, he's out in field service. Oh my gosh. Screwy. So wildly not in touch with what was actually happening in their lives. So yeah, it's a constant, you kind of have to always just do some look at yourself and say, okay, what am I really doing here? What am I doing with myself? What am I doing with my family? And it's nice not to pretend. I have to tell you that. It's nice not having to pretend to have a facade of perfection. At the Kingdom Hall, we had our facade of perfection. We had our beautiful clothes that we would wear, and we would raise our hands and say the right answers say the answers that were dictated to us inside of a book that was given to us by jw.org. No, I don't have to do that. You know, if I'm falling apart, you're going to see it. I mean, why not? I think it's important for people to see that you don't have this hard protective shell, that you are a human being, that you are imperfect, that you do make mistakes, that you say the wrong thing, that you think the wrong thing, that you have to do self-work, and you have anxieties, you have issues. I mean, you can see it. You can see it on camera. You can see it. So that, I think, is important, because there's no person here on the earth that has it all together. If they say they do, they're lying. And then some of them say, oh, well, I'm going to heaven because guess what? I'm going to judge you for the next thousands of years and be in heaven with God. Oy, stay away from those ones. They really got it messed up. Stay away. Ugh, I don't get it. I don't understand that at all. Anyway, yeah. I don't know what to say at that point. Okay, well. Okay, well, I hope I know you're going to have a great day. I know it's going to be a good day. I know it. I can feel it in my bones. And just let me give you a satellite hug. I'm giving you a satellite hug. And even if it's not, just enjoy your day. Get out, put your feet on the ground, enjoy the birds. Enjoy the birds, look at the sky. Oop, there it goes again. All right, well, I'm gonna let you go. And thank you for letting me into your homes and spending some time with me. Follow your bliss and be good humans.